Alrighty, let's start today off with GG. Now I've marked all the zones. I'm not going to explain why I've marked the zones because I taught it yesterday. So map it out and then explain to yourself why I mapped those things, okay? So again, sell zone, buy zone, current price is over here. What can it do? Alright, let's draw it out. Current price, if it decides to drop down at all into our buy zone and respects it, then potentially we can catch a buy back up. But if it breaks below this box on H4, then potentially it might want to test a lower area. After breaking, the price can either shoot down into the next zone or retrace back into the key levels for a better sell down. Vice versa, if it decides to come up into our sell zone and respects that, then potentially we can catch a sell back down. But if it breaks above, then it might want to test a higher area or higher zone. Wait for H4 to close in approximately 9 or 8 minutes right now. Then switch to M5 or M15 to find a setup. Alright, start with M15 first. If you can't find anything on M15, then switch to M5. Okay? That's for GJ. Let's move on to the next pair. USD CAD. Now USD CAD again. Alright, our sell zone, our buy zone, current price is over here. If it decides at all to jump into our sell zone and respects it, then potentially we can catch a sell back down. But if it breaks above, then it might want to test a higher area. Vice versa, if it drops down into our buy zone and respects that, then potentially we can catch a buy back up. If it breaks below, then it might want to test a lower area. Place your SLs 40 pips from your entry after you've entered within the key levels. Okay, but please don't forget to set your SLs because a lot of you still forget to set your stop losses and end up burning your account. Okay, so again, 40 pips from your entry, just to give a bit of space for the price to move around a little. Okay, so that's for UCAD. Last but not least, Euro AUD. Now Euro AUD, we did try to map this out last night together. So sell zone, a potential sell zone, wait for H4 to close in approximately 7 minutes, then our buy zone. Now when the H4 closes, if it decides to close, then you switch into M5 or M15 straight away to find a setup. Okay, if you don't, wait for the next H4 if it still plays around this H4 zone, because you don't want to enter on a high risk setup. Okay, so that's for EA. What can it do if H4 decides to close within the zone? Then you try to find a lower time frame setup. If it breaks above the zone, whether it be in this H4 or the next H4, then potentially it might want to test a higher zone. Vice versa, if it decides to just drop without any setups, without any confirmations, but it did poke the key level, you just missed out on it. Don't worry, we wait for the buy zone down here. If it decides to come down, wait for H4 to close for us to look into lower time frame setups for a buy. If it breaks down below, then it might want to test a lower area. Okay, TPs, set your TPs at something that you are comfortable with. If you are comfortable with holding for long pips, break it down so you take profits as you go along the way. But if you are not comfortable with holding for long pips, then just set something small and slowly build your confidence into it. Okay, that's for all the pairs. Again, it's only a Monday. Don't go too ham or too hard on it because the volume might be wonky and the market might be very slow because we have no high impact news at all today. Okay, I'm going to get back to messaging or replying to your messages. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.